You think of Denmark, and you see fairy tales, right? Cobblestone streets, towering cathedrals, and castles that seem to rise right out of the mist. It's beautiful, almost perfect. But what if I told you that the very walls and spires you admire are built on a history written in blood and whispers? Let's go back a few centuries, when Copenhagen was a city of timber and brick. Builders held a terrifying belief. No structure could stand without a sacrifice when they raised castles, bridges, and even churches. They needed to keep the walls strong, and the price, rumor has it. Children were buried alive within the foundations. Even today, people working in places like Kronborg Castle claim they can hear faint knocking from deep inside the stone, like tiny fists still trying to get out after all these years. Then there's the iconic Church of Our Saviour, with its golden spiral staircase twisting into the sky. It's beautiful, but it holds a dark curse. An old local legend claimed that if you climbed to the very top and looked down, you wouldn't just see Copenhagen. You'd see its shadow reflection, a dark, twisted version of the city, filled with fire and ruin. They say the architect who designed the spire climbed it himself, saw that terrible vision, and leapt to his death. And we can't talk about haunted Denmark without mentioning Dragsholm Castle. It's one of the oldest fortresses in the country, and its thick walls were once used as a prison. Noblemen and clergy were locked away in dungeons so small they could neither sit nor stand, left to waste away. If you're brave enough to stay there today, you might not be alone. Guests often report waking in the middle of the night to see pale figures moving through the halls. The most famous is the White Lady, a noblewoman who was allegedly entombed alive within a castle wall by her own father. They say she's still trying to claw her way out. But perhaps the most chilling stories aren't in the castles, but right under the streets of Copenhagen. During renovations of old Renaissance homes, workers have stumbled upon something truly disturbing. Brick top rooms with no doors and no windows. Sometimes they find bones sealed inside. Historians might tell you these were plague victims, locked away to stop the disease from spreading. But the old whispers tell a different story, that these were ritual sacrifices, meant to anchor the buildings to the earth and keep them from collapsing. Denmark's architecture is stunning, a glittering monument to history. But behind every beautiful brick and ancient beam, there's a story of sacrifice. A city doesn't rise without paying a price. And Denmark's cost was steep. So, the next time you find yourself standing in the shadow of a spiral spire, or running your hand across the cold, ancient stones of a Danish castle, just listen closely. You might just hear the whispers of the ones who are buried there. They aren't resting there, reminding you that the walls only stand because they were never allowed to leave. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this glimpse into the darker side of history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next story. See you next time.